we had the complication of dealing with some excessive itching and I think a little bit of a immunocompromised situation because I woke up not feeling too great. So we're gonna try to do our exercise, and the dog has been going crazy. Like he knows it's Monday, like every time now. He's got a sense of timing. Sorry, that's a Jeep yelling at me for not having my seatbelt on. But I got stung by approximately, see, there's something flying out there right now wanting to get me. I got stung by approximately 8 to 10 bees yesterday. And I say approximately because there were some areas where there was more than one, and we don't know how many. You may see my hand is swollen there. So I can tell that my body knows it's fighting something. So, and I'm a bit stubborn when it comes to things like, there he is, taking Benadryl. He is full of energy. So I haven't taken Benadryl since I was ordered to when I was in the Air Force. I have this real stubborn nature to me where I like to see how far my body can fight things before I have to take pills, because I hate taking pills. So we're gonna go ahead and do our Monday morning exercise as scheduled. With 8 to 10 bee stings. So get this tank welled up yesterday. I heard some stories about when nations collapse and people start drilling holes into gas tanks to drain the fuel out. Talk about some Mad Max style stuff. So I went ahead and picked up some of this tank weld. I've had some good success actually repairing tanks with this stuff before. And water weld too. Knee-high, where are you? There he is. So I actually, it's kind of interesting because I tried this stuff, right? Because what happened is the bee stings, I got them probably around 10:30 in the morning yesterday. I was out here mowing, and actually the mower's still sitting there from where I jumped off of it and ran. Because I ran out of fuel right around the same time I got stung by the bees. So I was up there, I was kind of mulching up some debris and must have stumbled upon a bee's nest, because I started feeling some sharp pain in my hand, and then I started feeling sharp pain everywhere. And you could kind of see, one got me there. You can actually see the puncture mark there. One got me there. One got me there. See how it's all swollen? There's a big red lump. You can see right in the middle where he got me. And then several spots on my hand and on my upper arm. And it hurt like hell the entire day. I couldn't wait till 5 o'clock. I'm like, I'm just gonna knock back some whiskey. So tried all these aloe vera creams and bite remedies from the Walgreens, and funnily enough, the thing that's worked the most is something I had my Jewish scientists make up for me for my elbow pain. And this is just a base cream that has arnica and menthol and stuff, but the secret sauce is it's got what they call dimethyl sulfone in it, also known as DMSO2, also known in the IUPAC nomenclature as methane sulfonylmethane. So it's a sulfur-containing compound known to relieve basically inflammation, and it also has a cannabinoid ratio, and I might be feeling the effects of that a little bit actually, because I feel a little shaky. And then it's got capsaicin, stuff that they put that comes in hot peppers, and it seems to work better than any store-bought remedy, and it's supposed to be for my elbow pain. But we're gonna probably have a shortened exercise today because I have a new chemist that started, and PhD in analytical chemistry, and I'm trying to get there on time, if you know what I mean. So we're gonna stretch out. Doggy's done his business. He was whining to go out the door. So take the dog for a quick run. We're gonna do our 147 push-ups. That's our new standard goal for every Monday. How are we doing on time? Man, we're at a quarter after, so I got approximately a half hour to get this wrapped up. So, actually a little cool out today. It's kind of nice. Also, for anyone that might come along and be interested, I am gonna do a part 2 tonight, because it's pizza night. I'm not going to martial arts, and I got nowhere and nobody to do, so we're gonna do a part 2 of my synth collection, because I realized that doing it with the Bluetooth headphones on, all the recordings coming out and all the stuff coming out of the speakers was really tinny. My voice was clear, but all the music was tinny. So I'm gonna redo that, albeit truncated version. I don't really want to go for an hour because I got other stuff to do. All right, ready, dog? I've been ready since I got up. Let's see, is this thing on? Let's see if we can't tighten this shocker collar a little bit. He's been really ornery when that baby deer comes about, and he's also been full of energy. I can relate, dog. All right, let's do this. I want to leave my secret. Hey, watch it, dude. I'll leave my secret compound out here. So I guess I already gave up the proprietary formula, but I didn't tell you the ratios of anything, did I? It's funny, my scientist, the same guy that I had formulate that, he used AI to generate like all of these perfect calculations, and it generated a perfect GUI, graphic user interface. Let's see. Give me 1 second. You could admire my wonderful lawn that I actually had to water. I hate watering the lawn, but it was to the point where it was going to all be dead. Had quite the ordeal. Got about maybe 2.5 acres mowed, and the belt snapped. So this is all leading up to the saga of me getting stung by 8 to 10 bees. And so, yeah, I snapped the belt, and I had this whole plan. I got up early. Well, I'm always up early. But I was going to mow the back property because I wanted to go shoot. And I wanted to mow and shoot by brunch time, which is, hey, approximately 10:30, right? Come here. So, but the belt snapped on me, obviously. So that wasn't in the card. So I went to Lowe's. Come here. And then this old man started talking my ear off. And I was like, dude, I'm on a timeline, right? Hold on. Hey, you chill out. It's like the bell at the races or something. So this old man started talking my ear off, and he's like going on and on. He's like, I get weird customers in here. They say weird stuff. I was like, okay, dude. And then he wanted to tell me about every racist interaction because he had like brown skin. He's like, I had somebody tell me to go back where I came from. So that took about twice as long as it needed to. And then I actually parked in the veteran section because it was completely open. Usually I don't, but there's nobody else there. he said he had to, quote, walk out to his car to get his tablet, right? Anyway, make a long story short, he followed me out to my Jeep, then made this big deal out of being like a veteran. He's like, you can get all these discounts. I was like, yeah, dude, I gotta go. Anyway, so I got home at like 10 o'clock. I'm like, I'm not gonna get this 3 more acres mowed in a half hour. But I tried. And I was going so fast I didn't see a big patch of debris accumulated where apparently there was a bee's nest. And got stung by 8 to 10 bees. And I hadn't been stung in my entire adult life, so we got a little worried. Because I was like, crap, I don't have an EpiPen. And talk about a miss in the preps. So they started swelling up, and I was like, uh-oh. And they hurt so bad, I just stayed inside the rest of the day. It's like, I'm not shooting. I'm not even going outside. Just holed up in the man cave, playing with my synths. So, run seems to be helping a little bit with the grogginess, immuno impact. And I swear that methyl sulfonyl compound is working on the inflammation. I guess I found a alternate use of medicine. That's awesome. I really don't like taking pills because I don't have any prescriptions. They tried to get me to take this thing for what do they call it? Post-nasal drip. And then, I heard an ad that it gives you cancer. The medicine does. I was like, well, might reckon just deal with the post-nasal drip then. So pharmaceuticals are bad. So I tend not to take them. What do we got here? Look at that dog. Leave it. About every February, my face will blow up from the southern allergens. Which I remember that happened 20 years ago when I got to Herbert Field. So it must be something about the foliage in this area. But a couple Claritins, I can get through that. But that's about the only pill I take. So, and I came in, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna sit down and eat brunch. And I, in severe pain, tried to have a moment of levity. I said, I framed my face. I was like, well, at least it didn't sting the moneymaker. And my wife was like, which one? I was like, okay, touche. So, I'm starting to feel some pretty intense inflammation on my thigh where I got stung. Assuming it has to do with that thigh muscle being used for running. But yeah, I've been having fun with my synths. The new stylophone just came out, the Gen X2, with all kinds of added circuits and gate opportunities. Can do some Peter Gabriel, Phil Collins era recording styles. So, dude, you're doing it to yourself. Here, Nihai, come here. Heel. There you go. See, he can do it when he walks. Leave it. Leave it. These are dog houses. Those tiny little dogs. That's why he wants to stop. And had a big brunch yesterday, and I think the immunocompromised nature of my body is messing with my digestion system. Because I had like the perfect breakfast yesterday. New York strip steak and eggs. My wife made these like flaky biscuits. So after I ate a whole plate of New York strip steak and eggs and fried potatoes, I made this giant egg biscuit cheese sandwich with a bunch of scrambled eggs. And then it got caught up in my stomach. But I won't go into too much more information about that. Who wants to hear about that? So we're gonna go shooting today to make up for where we did not shoot yesterday. And I reckon we're just gonna go to the range. Got a new 4x20 carry handle scope coming in by viewer request as a competitive scope to the Barska that we did a video on about a month ago. And the day just passed where I could still return the Barska. And I was gonna do it, but I was like, I might reckon just keep it so I can do a side-by-side comparison. So that should come in a few days. It's actually a cheaper model. Made, obviously, where, but what isn't in those price ranges. I think the actual Colt Repro is like $400 on Browning. At least last I checked. I've heard not a lot of people spend money out there, so a lot of stuff's going down. I forgot to do my 40 push-ups. All right, we're gonna stop at the Riverwood Library and do our 40 push-ups. We'll see how that goes with my swollen arm. There's just not a lot of padding in between the skin and the muscle. All right. Come on. Library's right over here. Let's see if there's been any exciting additions. I should probably dump some books down here. Maybe I'll dump all the Richard Dawkins books that I grew up reading. Here, Riverwood Acres, have some Blind Watchmaker. Blind indeed. I can tell you about who was blind. All right, puppies, come here. Let's see what we got here. Looks like the same stuff. I don't really see any. Looks like we got some Bert and Ernie. I know a lot of people that'd be interested in this. Did you know there was a survey of a group of people that had a whole bunch of recent experiences with DMT and other quote-unquote hallucinogens? And I forgot what the numbers were, but there was a certain percentage of them that came out of the experience believers in things that they were not believers in before. 7, 8, 10, 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 20, 1, 3, 30, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Those were kind of hard this week. Not gonna lie. But just holding on to this guy at the same time. This arm, dealing with a bunch of pain and swelling and itching in this arm. So not too shabby considering. All right, let's go. We approach civilization and we achieve pavement. Oh, that left glute's feeling interesting. Well, luckily, I did not reveal myself to be severely allergic to bees. But I am going to order some EpiPens, because you never know in the future who might be. What you see, puppy? What's... Uh-oh. I can't tell if that's a deer or a dog. But whatever it is, it's loose. It's a dog. Okay. Hey. Knee high. So, 40 push-ups, got 107 to go. All right, we got dogs and equipment, people doing stuff. I think we're getting around. Come on. Also resurrected the Raspberry Pis over the weekend, and looking into, they're up to like the 5th generation of Raspberry Pi computing. And I remember, because I got into them 2013. It was pretty cool, learned BASIC. It's Python, built a whole bunch of video games in Scratch. And it's a great way to teach kids to code. So, but they're up to the 5th generation. I remember I looked into it about 3 years ago, and it was still, you have to excuse those little kicker dogs. Apparently they were still kind of in the wake of the pandemic, and you couldn't get Raspberry Pis in like 2022 without like paying some scalper eBay stuff like 4 times over. Kind of like when the limited edition game consoles come out, and people like scalp them up and sell them for like 4 times the amount that they cost. So, but you can get back into the Raspberry Pi world for about $100 in 2025. So I'm thinking about picking up a new unit, seeing what ancillary equipment I already have. I mean, I got plenty of monitors and keyboards, mice. So I was supposed to buy a new computer, like desktop iMac, on Labor Day, but I bought a $400 freaking knife instead. So it stung a little bit. I talked them down to 3 and some change and bought another knife, which all in all equaled 400. But I think I showed that in last Monday stream. The USMC Bolo, which is still seems a debate whether it's U.S. Marine Corps or U.S. Medical Corps. Seems to be some conflicting history. There's probably some crossover as well. But that particular one, with the rounded, edge of it, almost like a shovel shape, I could see being less intended for combat. But then again, it's got that Filipino style edge to it. So I want to do a video on it, but I just don't have the proper history. But the majority of it seems to indicate they were issued to Navy corpsmen, is the common theme. On. That was a good boy. Didn't sniff that trash. Sometimes we have problems with trash. How are we doing on time? 8:36. Or not doing great on time. I got 10 minutes really to wrap this up. Shite. And I got 107 push-ups to go at this point. Let's see, we'll stop at the thoroughfare through the woods here in a minute. Bang out 30 of them at least. Come on. Oh, good Lord, it's that lady with her big dog. This is what I get for going 15 minutes late. All right, let me get through this here. Got people mowing, people with yippy dogs. It's going to be a pretty Monday-rific Monday, too, because last Monday morning, we went into a holiday today. Nice, easy living, sitting on the porch. Today I got to go to work and deal with crap, including executives. One particularly hostile one, so not looking forward to this afternoon. But it's like I always say, that's why they pay me the extra $2. So I built my team department. It does its thing now. It's pretty much my purpose is to provide a buffer between the real work and the annoyance. It's almost politics at this point, which annoys me. But I think I'm going to crack open that special beer tonight. I got one called Riot Juice. It's a sour, so it's got some fruit in it, some tartness. 5.5% ABV. That'll be worth pouring in a glass. I think it's a 16 ouncer too. That'll be a good appetizer for my pizza. Gonna try this place in town that I've been talking about trying for like a month now. Because I know they're open today. Leave it. Kind of scan the ingredients for cleanliness. I don't know what's with you in these foliage over here. Get over here. And tomorrow night it's back to Filipino martial arts. So I've been playing hooky from karate. Just really haven't been in the mood for kata. I was talking with Pankane Saturday night and about the efficacy of the way the Filipino martial artist trains, and kind of broken down in terms of steps. It's almost like measures, beats in a song, and you learn to think about it almost mathematically like that. And when you're sparring in karate, there's this like I don't know, it's like a rectangle of rules around you. In Filipino martial arts, you add in that little beat in between the measures, which is like the kill stroke. It's taken me a while to kind of get it, and I still don't really get it, but it's like when you watch those Budo Brothers videos, because that's kind of the only other way I know some people who really understand Filipino martial arts that haven't actually had training in it. But you'll notice that they always do that sneaky third step that's kind of missing in a lot of other schools of thought. It's a sneaky thing because it's built on survival, not really on art. And I know there was one kid who quit because that's why they don't really train kids much in it. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be at a point where I'm like not the white belt and I can like help train others. Paganese is not really about belts, but kind of getting to the point where I could go for the next one. I don't know what it is, like red or something. I think it's 5-6 years at least to get the black. The first black, that is. You thirsty, aren't you, boy? I think that was an affirmative. You'll notice the tension in the leash now. But, you know, it's really about understanding the practical application of what you're doing. I was trying to explain this to somebody over the weekend. As, you know, there's a lot of crossovers between martial arts and my stumbling nature on my walk. Like, I'll have an epiphany in one school and see how it applies to the other. And it's like you could do your kata 100 times. And then I remember I was doing one. It was like a twin outside forearm block, right? And I had done it 50 times. And Sensei Chris brought me over. He's like, do you know what you're doing there? I was like, you know what the bunkai is? It's like, what the hell is that? It's like, that's the practical application of that move. And I was like, no. And then he demonstrated in 2 or 3 forms of attack how that particular twin outside forearm block could be applied. And I think about that a lot when reciting the kind of the creed at the school. It's a loud one. What is the master trying to say? What is the practical application of this idea? And I've been trying to get somebody really close to me to read scriptures. And I think the problem is when you tell people to read their Bibles, it sounds so cold and academic. I hear it all the time. You hear it like some of the prepper channels. Well, you better read your Bibles. Stuff's getting dicey. And it's like, what does that mean to read your Bible? And I was reading in Matthew something that I read at least 20 times in my life. And it hit me. Come here. Come. Knee-high. It hit me like really hard. Come on. Terriers. But it reminded me of martial arts because how it hit me was because I didn't read it. I was picturing myself, there, you ever was still in? Up. Hey, come here. Sorry, I had to get him before he went and got that. There's a large deer down there. So, read your Bibles. No, picture yourself sitting there on the side of a hill in a tunic or robe. It's so much easier to get it if you really tried to understand what is the master trying to say. And then, what is the practical application of what he's trying to say? And look at that German Shepherd dog. But it hit me hard, and I didn't really want to share what it was because it put something together that I always kind of wondered about. And it wasn't what I wanted to hear. But I understand now, so put you in perspective, right? It's not about you. It's just about what is truth. So, anyway, I guess it took to the 21st time, and I got it. But it was because I didn't sit and read my Bible. It's because I tried to understand what the Master was trying to say. And then when I understood the practical application, things became very clear. So we're nice and mowed though, so maybe after work we'll come down here and plink some 22. I had to relocate my 25-meter flag so I didn't mow it over. Yeah, he smells those deer. Let's see. I'm not gonna let him go yet because I know there's deer back here. All right. But, his ways aren't our ways. I was thinking about that, reflecting on that Ten Commandments movie. How much stuff is in that movie that isn't in the scriptures. But I was trying to explain to this person, like the story of when he told Moshe he had to go free the Israelites, or at least go inform them that they were going to be. And he talked back, and it's funny when you talk back to the Heavenly Father, he always has a very, what's that, 20? Let's do 20. He's always got a very succinct retort. He's like, well, my mouth's no good. I'm not good at speaking, forming words. And he was just like, he says to Moshe, well, who made the mouth? And then, in some storybook imagination, you think he would just make magic happen and make it so Moshe could speak. But no, it takes a much more pragmatic approach. He says, your brother, Aaron, can speak. I will tell you the words. You'll tell them to Aaron. So he makes it happen with what he already created. And his infinite understanding, which I'll never have, he's got to have the law laid out in the order that it needs to be laid out. So it even says he hardens Pharaoh's heart. Talking about his ways are not our ways. Anyways, I got 10 minutes to get to work. Stay safe, y'all. Shalom.